from somebody and saying, I'm in a mess, help. And that's what you're doing today, actually. You're reaching out. And I would say you've gone to a therapist. Y'all are trying to fix things. You're trying to stop gambling.
Yeah.
That's different than help.
And if I could, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, Craig, hop in. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to step out, and I want, Craig, you talk to Kevin, and Kevin, you talk back to Craig here for a minute.
Hey, Kev, there's a place online. It's called gamblersinrecovery.com. It's 24-hour meetings from around the world. You can find a meeting every hour on Zoom.
Wow.
And I was just like you. I actually, during the pandemic, I probably did 3, 4, 5 meetings a day in the first 90 days just to try to stay away from a bet. And having that kind of access to people with that kind of knowledge and who have been around just helped me tremendously. I'm not going to say it's easy. It is the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. By far the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. And I heard you talk about like your joy and your dopamine. I was you times 20. And and Dr. John knows some of the numbers. I was you times 20, just 20 years later. And you're going to be me in 20 years if you don't figure this out now.
Yeah.
You have a chance because you're looking for help.
And Craig, I saw some pictures of you with this beautiful new wife of yours. Have you found joy in other places?
That's exactly where I was getting to. I was the same way. Even having a future fiance and then a beautiful wife, and having a daughter who plays sports and who's active and engaged and a great student. None of those things at the time were making me happy or bringing me joy. 632 days later, I find joy in those things again. It does subside. Does it go away? No.
Yeah.
I was somebody like you, gambling 12, 14 hours a day, insane amounts of money, had no business doing it because of access to lots and lots of credit, same exact stuff. But it does subside, but it takes time. It takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of patience, and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of work, but it's worth it.
So Kevin, what are you hearing? What are you feeling?
I mean, it's, I know damn well like how hard it is, but to hear that for you that it does get better is something that I think is really resounding to me. Just because sometimes I even like look around the room like in GA and stuff, and it just seems like people are just, even people that have kicked it, it just seems like every day is like such a battle. And I guess it is always going to be that way, but to hear someone, reclaim a lot of like joys in their life and just, I mean, you seem like a happy person, like just speaking to you, and that.
Kev, I go weeks on end. I go weeks on end now of not even thinking about gambling when I thought about gambling 24/7. I was like you. I started when I was 10 years old fixing football pools in my Catholic school with my best friend I'm not even, I started fixing football pools at 10 years old. And then I'm going to share this and I'm not embarrassed. My last bet, and my money doesn't mean anything in the program, but just to give you an idea, from fixing football pools at 10 years old to my last bet was $27,000. And I have no business gambling $27,000. And that was that 32-year experience. So it was just like a drug addict. I just needed more and more and more to get the same exact feeling that I used to get as that kid at 10 years old fixing football pools.
Yeah, I mean
that's where we go.
That's the same thing as me when I was I started when I was in my teens, and $10, $20 wins would make me happy, and now if I don't have 4 figures on a game, it's like sometimes I don't even bother watching if I don't have that much on it.
So hey, Craig, let me hop in here. Craig, tell me if because Craig, I know you've got a heart out because you're a teacher and you're working with people.
Correct.
Let me. I'm going to say something to Kevin, and you hop in if I'm off base here. Okay.
Sure.
Kevin, I've never found somebody who successfully hates themselves out of bad behavior. I've never found somebody who's able to shame themselves into making long-term life change ever. So here's a way I want you to look at this for the next few months. You're 23, so you don't have a kid, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay. There is something so insanely maddening and weirdly beautiful about having your kid wake up in the middle of the night and come running into your room and say, "Daddy, I'm sick," and then barfing on you. Dude, you got to understand, it's the worst. You're dead asleep and now some kids barfed on you. And there's something poetic about that kid came to the one place he or she knew to go to when they weren't okay. And that's me. And so I want you to stop thinking of yourself as if my kid came running into my room and stuck their finger down your throat and was like, "Hey, Dad," ha ha, and barfed all over me, that's a totally different story. That's the way you're talking about yourself. And so I want you to imagine for the next 6 months, the next year, the next 6 months, I think, you're sick, man. And you're not a bad guy. You're not some sort of dysfunctional, shameful, idiotic guy. You're sick. And the antibiotic here is going to be other people. Yeah. And if you will reframe, I suck, I fail, I've been trying to this thing for 10 years, I've been fighting this thing. You're taking a very athletic approach to it. I will conquer. I will will myself through this. Like very David Goggins. I've never seen that work with addiction. I've only seen it. I'm sitting down, I'm looking at another human being and saying, I'm not all right.
Yeah, doctor, I was the same exact way. And this isn't like a program or something that you graduate from. You don't get any graduation. And what I've learned is you're not going to beat it. You're not going to conquer it. It's not going to go away. You're going to arrest it, though. And you can arrest this disease sometimes 1 minute, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes a day at a time. And then with time and patience and work, you can get to a point where you're not thinking about it 24/7, and you're not thinking about it for days, and then you're not thinking about it for weeks, and you can get better.
All right, Craig. I know you got to run. What do you say, Kevin?
I was going to say, I think part of the issue too is just that, like, I have like an amazing girlfriend, and she knows that I'm NGA, and she knows I have a problem, but I'm always just afraid to share day to day how terrible I'm feeling, just because, you know, like, not that it makes me a bad person, like you said, I'm sick, but like, this is something that ruins a lot of relationships, you know, and marriages. And I just think, like, damn, if I'm completely open and I'm completely honest, am I going to ruin relationships when people realize how...
Kevin, you know what that is? That's shame right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's shame.
That's all I feel.
If somebody actually knows me, will they still love me? And that is the gasoline in the engine of addiction. Because at the core, you believe, no. If they really knew me, she would not love me. And I call bullcrap on that.
I think it's a lie too.
I think
it's a lie.
And so that when Craig says you got to do the work, that's the work, is living a life with no secrets.
Yes, you have to be open and honest to be able to beat this thing. You have to be.
Yeah.
This is like the part of the movie when there's the montage and someone like starts lifting weights and Rocky music's playing in the background. I don't want to blow over. If you are serious about getting well, the next 3 months are going to be hell. There's just no way around that. And he said it at the beginning of the call. You have to decide, am I ready for that? Am I ready for 3 months of hell? And if you are, man, awesome. All in. And if you're not, make peace with not being ready to go through hell. But all of the trash talking that you do to Kevin is not, it's not helping either side of this teeter-totter, right? It's not making you a better gambler, and it's not making you a weller human being.
Yeah.
All right.
Thing too is just I've found that depression just goes so hand in hand with addiction. And it just seems
absolutely, dude.
You know, even if I, like I was telling you earlier, I'm just skeptical about, hell, if I can go 3 months without this, is my life even going to have meaning? And everyone that I've talked to, like the guy you brought on, say the same thing. It does get better. It's just so hard for me to believe with the way I feel, but
I got it.
I guess I just have to trust what everyone's telling me.
Can I ask you a hard question?
Yeah.
Have you been right yet?
No.
No. So let's
Never.
try. Let's try. Let's try something different.
Yeah.
Our feelings have one job, and that's to get us to the next day. It will even smoke a cigarette today to deal with today's stress, knowing it's going to kill us tomorrow. And for whatever reason, your body is associated, I need this fix right now, even though I know it's killing me tomorrow. It'll get me through right now.
Oh.
And the goal is to create a little bit bigger gap. And he said it beautifully. Sometimes that gap's 1 minute. I'm going to hold my breath for 60 seconds and get through this impulse.
Yeah.
I'm going to text somebody. I'm going to call them. I'm going to get on that whatever website he just gave you. I'm going to get on there. I'm going to get on there. I'm going to get on there. I'm talking 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And
It just makes me feel terrible. I know I'm talking bad about Kevin again, but it's like, it gives me so much guilt to put people that I love with this, because I did it all myself, man. I don't have a terminal illness. I don't have something I can't control. It's
now,
like,
hey, hold on. Now you're back to morality. And we're going to take morality off the table. You're a brave dude. We're taking morality off the table. You're sick, man.
Yeah.
And you don't want to believe you're sick. You want to think that you can just flex your way through this, and you can't.
Yeah. There's no way.
There's no way. And you're also too smart for your own good, quite honestly.
I know. I mean, I have so many friends that are in the same position, and they have no idea they're even addicted. It's just like their norm, and they don't even.
Here's what you're going to have to do. Here's every single person who struggles with addiction I've ever met struggles with. You're going to have to find new people to be around.
Yeah.
You're going to have to find new communities. You're going to have to find new things to do when you get stressed out or angry or enraged or heartbroken.
Yeah.
You're going to have to breathe through these seasons, man. And it's just, here it is. It's a set of skills. You play sports before. The first time somebody told you to, I don't know, shoot a basketball, you had to learn how to do that. That's what you're doing, man. You're learning a new set of skills. And the more you can keep an open hand towards these new sets of skills versus trying to close fist around it, man, the gentler the ride. And the ride's not going to be gentle.
Yeah.
Right?
But it'll be worth it.
I cannot imagine a scenario where it's not worth it.
Yeah. And like you were saying earlier, I keep thinking, about how you said, if you're ready for the next 3 months, it's like, I'm going to have to be ready at some point, because it's going to kill me by itself if I don't,
You can do it now, or you can do it in jail, or you can do it in court mandated rehab.
Yeah.
But you're going to do it, right?
Yeah.
So
you're so right.
Here's my promise. I'm going to connect you with offline. I'm going to connect you with Craig, if that's somebody you want to reach out to as a resource.